Hi, my name's Angela. I'm 33 years old. I'm going to be 34 next month. I have fibromyalgia, carpal tunnel, uh, cartilage problems in my leg, and curvature of the spine, and depression. I've decided that I want to help myself a bit more. It's hard with depression and fibromyalgia. They're two things that's really hard to talk to people about because they're two things that other people find really difficult. So I've decided that I'm going to do video blogs on YouTube and on Facebook. I have done 2 pages that anybody is welcome to add themselves to. One is going to be living with depression, and I will do video blogs on that. And the other page is living with fibromyalgia. And this is going to be my first living with fibromyalgia video post. The reason why I've decided to do it today is because, like I said, I've also got problems with my knee. There's something wrong with the cartilage in it, and I've had a really bad time with it today. And I thought, well, today's been a pain day, so let's start the talking with fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a very difficult illness to describe to anybody. It's only other people that's got fibromyalgia that understand what it's like to live with it. And people that do have fibromyalgia, if they've got partners or family and friends, you can guarantee that every single person with fibromyalgia is going to say nobody understands. And it's the one illness where nobody does. It's I read once that ways to try and describe it to someone that doesn't suffer with it, and they've said that when you stub your toe, obviously you're going to have a pain message that goes up to your brain to say that hurt, ouch, and then your brain kind of susses it all out, sends a message back to say, right, well, the pain's easing now, and then the pain eventually goes away. When you've got fibromyalgia, it's like every muscle or every nerve in your body is constantly telling your brain, I'm in pain, ouch, ouch, ouch. And then your brain just doesn't send the no, you're not messages back. So all your switches are switched on 24/7. What shocked me a few weeks ago is someone said to me, oh, when was the last time you had a good day? And I said, like Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it was. And I remember them saying to me, oh, so what do you do on your good days then? Are you pain free? And I was like, I was so shocked because I've had fibromyalgia now for about 8 years. Well, diagnosed for 8 years. I had it longer, but I was diagnosed 8 years ago. And I thought, you know what? Even on a good day, it's still a pain day. So when someone with fibromyalgia says, oh, I have good days and bad days, what they should say is I have manageable pain days where I can just about cope with it and get on with something in the day, or I have unbearable pain days where no, there's not a chance in hell I can do anything. And that really shocked me because I thought, you know what, I don't have a normal person's good day anymore at all. And that shocked me. Before I got ill with fibromyalgia, when I used to have headaches and things, my boyfriend used to say to me, oh, well, I'll go and get you some paracetamol. I wouldn't take them. I would have to have a really bad headache just to even take 2 paracetamol, and I'd have to have a full cup of water to take them. I just couldn't ever swallow them. And now I'm on 24, I think, tablets a day, and I only need a sip of water to take about 8 of them in the morning. I think I don't know if it's the morning or the night time, which is the most amount that I have, and I just only need a sip of a drink, and I hate that. For my pain now, I'm on morphine, Oromorph bottles, and morphine sulfate tablets. I'm on 60 milligrams a day of that. I'm on a few things for depression and stuff, which is, like I said, different videos that I'm going to do. I'm on, what else am I on for pain? Obviously, I'm on the maximum of paracetamol. I take, what's it called? Ibuprofen, and, what else do I take? Well, I'll take loads of stuff. I can't even remember them. One thing you get with fibromyalgia is, they call it fibro fog, where you just forget. You completely forget. It's horrible to have a conversation with somebody because you'll be halfway through your sentence and your mind just goes blank, and you that's it. There's nothing else left that you can say. And now saying that, I have completely forgot what the point was I was going to tell you. That you get, oh yes, I remembered. Yeah, you get fibro fog, and so you forget all the time. And when I first started having all the medications that I'm on, I was just getting them, in their packets, and I had, a big bag then of lots of packets, and I was having to remember what I take in the morning, what I take at dinner time, what I take at tea time, what I take at night time. And I went to the doctors one day and said, oh, I need my repeat prescription for one pain medication. And he said, like, well, they shouldn't have run out yet. You should have like 2 weeks worth left. What have you got left? And I said, well, I've got nothing left. They're gone. And anyway, I ended up having to have bloods and stuff. I was overdosing daily, and I didn't even know I was doing that, because I was taking my meds, completely forgetting that I'd already took them, and then I would retake them thinking I've not took them yet. So since then, now for the past 2 to 3 years, I call them a blister pack. I think they're also called what are they called? Well, they're called something. I call them blister packs, where it has morning, noon, evening, and night already in little blocks, and so you can't take, you can still forget. I do still forget it. I have God knows how many alarms on my clock, on my phone, to constantly tell me, oh, take this medicine, take that medicine. But you know what? Honestly, there's some times where my phone will beep and I don't bother looking, because I know, oh, that's telling me to take my meds, and I could be just doing something for a second, and then I've completely forgot I've took them till the next bell goes, or until I'm feeling pain and I'm thinking, oh God, no, I'm having another flare. Then I realise I've forgotten. So you do still forget them, but you can't take too many because it's already set out for you. So that's a really good idea, is to get them put in these packs for you. That's really good. I'm going to do lots of videos on fibre. When I have flare-ups, I'm going to then do it and say, how I'm feeling that day, or what I think might have triggered something and things. But I thought, well, I'll do a basic one just to describe, just so people can get to sort of know me, and you realise that I say quite a lot. Let's see. So, some of the pains I feel with fibromyalgia is your underwear hurts. For women, I don't know about men. For women, your underwear hurts. My main thing was bras hurt, and I remember when I first met someone else with fibro, and I said, oh, we were talking about it. I said, Jerry, even wearing a bra hurts. You can't wear normal bras. You can, for maybe an hour, and then you have to take it off because you're in absolute agony. It hurts like hell. So now I have to admit, 90% of my time, 90% of my week, I don't wear a bra because they hurt. So I've just hurt my neck. So I just don't bother. And then when I do have to wear a bra, I wear sports bras. So there's no underwiring, no fastening. It's just like putting on a mini top. And they hurt still sometimes, but out of all the tops you can wear for a woman, for me, I think that they're the bestest thing. I can no longer wear jeans. I find that heavy clothing obviously hurts the most. So I don't wear jeans because around the waist it absolutely kills, and the weight of them causes pain really bad. So I mean, mainly I always wear a onesie because of having depression. I don't go out, so I'm always in PJs. Talk about that in different videos. When I do put clothes on, it has to be the lightest top I can find, and it has to be leggings. I wore leggings now for like 7 years. I've worn black leggings because obviously you can see I am overweight. So yeah, it's just always black and leggings. Mentioning about being overweight, I have always been overweight, even since a kid. I've fluctuated. I've never been thin, but I've been, nice figure to overweight figure to nice, fluctuating like that. And then when I got ill, because I used to go to the gym. I did start the gym, and I used to walk for miles. My mum was still alive when just before I was diagnosed with fibro, and she's died now. That's the depression videos. And we used to walk so far, really, really far. I used to love it. Never bothered me what, I could make it. I wouldn't be in pain. I'd come home and I'd cook some tea and it'd be completely fine. Where now I struggle to even walk from like living room to the kitchen on my bad days. Can't even do that. So, when you've got fibromyalgia, you can't exercise. Obviously, of course, you can eat healthily. And obviously I don't eat healthily. My excuse for that is I don't drink at all, because with fibromyalgia and all the medication, you can't drink. And whenever I do drink, you're guaranteed within, even if I only have one glass of wine, I straight away start getting a flare of fibro. Straight away. So I don't drink at all. And I don't smoke. Never have, never wanted to. My only vice is food, which is the worst vice to have because it makes you fat. I should have one of the other two vices, but I know I don't have them. So that's my excuse for being overweight. And my only vice is food. You smoke too much and no one moans at you, and mine's food. Talking on food, don't cook anymore. I have carpal tunnel as well. I have to wear splints at night time, but I don't always wear them. I sometimes do wear them through the day when my wrists and hands are bad. So there's a few reasons why I can't cook. The ones that's dedicated to the pain side is I can't lift. I can lift an empty kettle, but once there's water in it, I can't lift it at all, and it is agony to even try. I can lift small empty pans, but if they've got anything in them, there's not a chance in hell. And also I can't really lift medium to big pans at all. It's the same. So I don't do the cooking anymore. My partner does it all. He's really good like that. And he's not a bad cook, so yeah. I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and yeah, he does all the cooking and stuff. The other reason pain-wise why I can't do the cooking is because I forget. I do know how to use the microwave. Well, I know how to cook, but for me, I do sometimes still use the microwave on very rare occasions, and then I forget. I'll either put metal in it, forgetting, just not concentrating that I'm doing that, or I just when I was talking quite a lot of years ago now, once again near the beginning of having fibro and just starting a lot of medication, I had a sausage roll, and I thought, I'm going to warm it up. And my partner wasn't in; he was still working when I first got diagnosed. And I thought, I'll put the sausage roll in the microwave. And the type of microwave we had was, it wasn't digital, so you just had to turn the dial. So I just turned it. I can't remember what I turned it to. Completely forgot I'd put it in there. Heard this big bang noise. Went running in. Well, didn't go running because I couldn't, but went into the kitchen, scared, thinking, "Oh my God, what am I going to find in there?" and I blew up the microwave. So yeah, that was fun. Well, no, it wasn't fun. I mean, I can laugh now because I can't help it. You get, you do get annoyed when you forget, and then and you feel so stupid because the amount of I don't know whether it's the same for other people, but the amount of arguments you have with your partner, because it's like you've done something or not done something or said something or not said something, and you've completely forgot whatever it is or was, but your partner remembers. It's like, oh, well, I did tell you this, and it's like, well, no, you didn't, and I can be 100% sure he didn't. And then it's like, shit, you know what, you did. But then also that doesn't help, because you get the situations where you are right, and then and your partner's wrong, and you're unsure of yourself then, because once your partner says, well, oh no, it's you that's wrong, you end up unsure of yourself, thinking, oh, well, maybe it is me then, and not, or whatever. So yeah, even when you do have your sane moments, it ends up making you insane, because you just don't know. You know that you're prone to forgetting. So if your partner says, well, I did say this, you're going to think, oh, well, you probably did then, even though, they didn't. And you don't know. It's like, how, even for normal people, if you're watching this, how can that not drive you insane? To know that you do forget, but on this occasion you think you haven't forgot, but you know that you could have done. You have to make so many changes. I used to be a clean freak. I wouldn't quite say OCD, but I was probably, it'd probably class as mild OCD. I'd be like, I would scrub the house daily. In saying that, it's not just hoovering and polishing. I would scrub the floorboards the skirting boards every day. I would scrub all the doors every day. Where we have like a gas cupboard. I used to hoover and clean in there, so that was clean. The house used to be so clean. And when I got ill, obviously realising I couldn't do it, when I first started getting ill, rather than doing the whole house in a day, every day, it was, I slowed down to doing just upstairs one day, downstairs a few days later. And then that got to be too hard. So then it was a room every day, just one room. And then that got too hard to do. So it was just a room a week sort of thing. And then even that got too hard. And now it's clean when I can. And when I can't do it, my partner does it. And for me, that was really hard, because, I mean, you know yourself, if you're someone that is the one that keeps your house tidy, and then your partner goes and does it, and you can guarantee that your partner does not do it in the same way you do it. So that took a long while to get used to think, you know what, and do you know what, I am at the stage now where at the minute you could come into my house and it probably would be, you'd see a tip and stuff. But I've learned to live with it. I thought, do you know what, you don't know what it's like to have fibro. If I could swap lives with you, and I wouldn't even wish it on anybody, because it's so unexplainable. You can't have blood tests and then a blood test come back and say, oh yeah, this is what it is and this is the treatment. It's not going to get better. They call it the invisible illness. It is so invisible. It is so invisible. I've got an okay doctor, but you get doctors that just don't get it at all. I was under the pain clinic for a while at the hospital, and I remember going in, and I was in so much pain with my stomach, and I said, and when you're, I mean, everyone feels it for certain illnesses. When you've got fibro, you know your fibro pain, and then you know when there's a different pain that isn't fibro pain. And I knew my stomach wasn't, and I went in, and he convinced me, no, it's your stomach. It's fibro. It's definitely fibro. And so I come away, and I thought, well, no, all right then. He's very adamant. Maybe it is. I seen another doctor a few weeks later, and it was gallstones, and I had to have my gallbladder out quite quickly, because they were the really small ones, and there was lots of them. So if I didn't get treated, I wouldn't be here now doing this video. And that was about, how many years old that had been? Oh, 5-6 years ago, maybe. Yeah, probably around 5 years ago. At the minute, that's what I'm going through with my knee. I had an accident years ago on my leg, and because I was only young, I never went to the doctors or hospital to get it treated, and I should have done. I'm now suffering in agony with that. I've just found out that it's a torn cartilage that I've got. And that took ages to be able to see someone. It was like, oh yeah, it's just your fibro. Yeah, that's what fibro does. And I knew. It's like, no, I know that that's not my fibro pain. And because you know when it's different, and that, my knee is different, and my hands were different. I remember going to the rheumatologist, and I kept saying my hand, it was my hands, and it was in my one shoulder, and he said to me when I had the carpal tunnel test, he just said, "Oh well, we'll do the test, but I very much doubt it's that." And it was. I knew this pain is not the same pain that I feel all the time with everything with fibro. But I do sort of understand the fact that if you talk to two people together that have fibro, guarantee the symptoms won't be the same. The such a wide range of physical symptoms. It's unbelievable. I mean, I've watched some videos on YouTube of people that have got fibro, and I'm thinking, do you know what? No, I haven't got that. No, I haven't got that. There's so many that I'm thinking, God, yeah, that's it. What, like, I can't remember what some of the things are, but I've had certain symptoms, and I've just thought I've not associated that symptom to be with fibro. It's just a symptom that's there, that's something wrong with me. And then I've been on fibro sites and they've got that symptom. And it's like, oh my God, that was fibro. Because it is so, I can't explain to you how wide a thing it can be. I mean, my dad's just been diagnosed with maybe having fibro. And he's only got like the skin pain of it, which was so strange. And I'd never even heard of that bit, even though I knew that everybody with fibro was different. There was completely different pain levels, pain in completely different areas. And it's just so big. I mean, and you'll be surprised how many people you'll know that's got it. And it's just so big. It's not like, any other illness where it's just targeted at one area. It's, it targets from your very little toe to the tips of the roots of your head. And your teeth, you imagine what toothache feels like, and when you have fibro flares, it's like every single tooth in your mouth has got toothache, every single one. So that's one of the symptoms, and that's not a very nice one. And that was one that I found out. I was getting that with my gums, and sometimes it was just like only a few teeth one side, not all of them, and then sometimes it was all of them. And I never associated that pain to be with fibro. And then I went on a fibromyalgia site, and they were saying the same. Oh yes, do your gums hurt and things? I was like, yeah, it's like having toothache in every single tooth. So that's a fibro symptom that I didn't even know. So yeah, that's kind of the basics of me. I have flares, and then I have pain manageable days. I sometimes go to my dad's, and I have to plan. I have to have so many days before I go to his, and then I go to his, do as little as possible, and then I have like at least 3 days to have to recover from being at my dad's, just to see my dad for a couple of hours. So I have to plan to go, and I know to go and see my dad, I've got to know that I'm going to end up in agony for days after. I think there's not much more left to say just for you getting to know me. I think the last thing I'll just do what I mentioned is I have said I'm 33, and I've been given a walking stick from the hospital it helps with my spine, because I've got a really big curvature of the spine. Not like curvature that way, it curves where your natural curve is. My curves way too far in. And so yeah, they gave me a walking stick, and I don't use it. It's like, do you know what? I feel so embarrassed. Even in front of my partner, and I've been with my partner for 15 years. And it's like, no, I can't use it in front of him. So I thought, well, it's going to sound really stupid, but an idea for anybody else that maybe has been given a walking stick and doesn't want to use it is I bought crutches. And the ones that I've got, it's only a half cuff one. It's not a full cuff. And my thinking behind it was, well, if someone sees me with a crutch, they're going to just think, oh, she's hurt a leg or she's hurt a foot and she needs a crutch for a while. They're not going to think, oh, it's an old lady walking stick, you know, and that it's a long-term illness. I don't want, you know, it sounds stupid and probably makes me sound snobbish, but no, I hated it. So I've got crutches and I use them and they are brilliant. So I would suggest to anybody that if you're going to get them, get half cuff ones. My mother-in-law, she's got lupus and fibromyalgia and a few other illnesses, and she was always on a stick, and she was wobbling really badly all the time, and I showed her mine. I said, you've got to get these. She ordered some and she absolutely loves them. So yeah, actually, probably for anybody that uses a walking stick, try half cuff crutches, because they're good. So I've ended this video on a nice bit of advice. I hope you've watched it. I hope you will watch others, and I also hope you will join the page that this video is going to go with, which is again on Facebook. You can look for my name, which is Angela Burton, and you'll see me. Or the Facebook page is Living with Fibromyalgia. And my other page, which we'll do videos on, is Living with Depression. Join either, join both. Don't join, just keep watching the videos on YouTube. But if any of you have got any advice for me out there, I would absolutely love to hear it, because it is hard to live with this, and even though you don't wish it on anyone, it's nice when someone says, oh, I've got this pain, and you think, do you know what, thank God I'm not the only one. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you join my pages. So thanks for watching.